Hi everybody, this is Jill for today. Thank you for coming into my kitchen. It's so good to see you. It's fall and things start to slow down a little bit and the weather gets cooler and we want to cook more comforting kinds of things. I have a slow cooker pinto bean recipe that we have had a number of times, and it is so good and it's so easy. Very few ingredients, and that's what I want to show you today. So let's get cooking. Well, before we get started, I have to plug these. If you have a slow cooker, you've got to get them. Honest to goodness, you know, that's always been kind of the thing when you go to use your slow cooker or your crock pot and you have all that mess in the bottom and you got to clean it out. These liners are just amazing, and so I couldn't recommend them more, really. I'll put a link down below in my Amazon shop if they're in there. I believe they are. So I've got my liner. I've got a pound of soaked pinto beans. Now you can soak them overnight. I happened to forget to do them, so I did the quick soak, which is you clean them and wash them off, throw them into some boiling water for 2 minutes, turn them off, and you give them 2 hours cool time on in the water. And then you've got basically soaked beans. So that's what's in there. Very simple. Now, I'm going to start loading all these great things. This is really quite a simple recipe. I have some garlic on steroids. I got about 4 cloves of garlic here. I'm going to put that in. And then I have some chipotle here. I'm going to show you what I have, and I'm going to show you what I do. This is the brand I buy. I think it's probably the most common. And of course, you have this whole jar of wonderful adobo with chipotle peppers. And I have just about 2 here. So what I do is I take an ice cube tray. I put maybe 1 or 2. And I freeze them and I pop them out, stick them in a baggie in the freezer. So when I want chipotle, I've got it. And I haven't wasted a whole jar. So that's my little tip for the day. That goes in. I put in 2 and I chop them really fine. There's going to be some heat there, but you're also going to have that nice smokiness, which you get from chipotle. And then I have the Ortega. Any brand, of course, goes, but this is normally the brand I do. And it's the mild chilies, not the jalapeno. However, if you wanted to really zip it up, you could put the jalapeno in there. This is what is nice about this recipe. There's a lot of versatility to it. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, with whatever recipes, ingredients that you might like. And then I've got a finely chopped onion. This is a small onion, finely chopped. That's going to go in. Okay. So as you can see, there's no chili powder, no cumin, none of those typical, might think chili flavors. So it's really, to me, it's just a nice, you're really making the pinto bean the star. And I'm going to put some pepper in there. And I'm going to put a bay leaf in, and then I'm going to put probably about a tablespoon or so of oil. Now you don't have to. You know what? Oil tastes good. And when I think about putting, it's true. He's laughing at me, but it's true, and he knows it's true. You put a couple of tablespoons in a pot of chili like this, or beans. It's just not gonna show up on your hips. So I'm going to just give that a good stir. Were you laughing at that? You thought that was pretty funny. The fat tastes good?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to add some water here, and I'm going to add it to about 2 inches, 3 inches above. I want the beans, submerged, because they are still going to plump up as they cook. Let me take a look here. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. I want them to be not soup, but you want a nice little sauce with them. So there we are. These are Jill's famous pinto beans. So I'm going to put the lid on this, and I'm going to give it 6 hours on high. And it's kind of, there's a variable there because some beans are dried out, maybe been hanging out on the store shelves too long, or they might be fresh. But I find sometimes that six hour mark kind of gives you an idea of whether you're close to being done or they're way off. But they're not if they're really good fresh beans, 6 hours shouldn't be a problem as far as overcooking them. So that's what I'm going to do, 6 hours on high in the crock pot. And then I know you're not supposed to open the pot, but I do. I come in it after a couple, 3 hours if I see it starting to boil, and I go in there and stir it. You're not supposed to, but I do. So, do as I do as I don't. Anyway, once these are cooked off, we'll bring them back and we'll show you what it looks like. Can I say?
There's food. It must be time for the director.
Now, I have to tell you, I made the beans, and he looked at them and he said, there's no corn in them. And I said, well, no, I didn't put corn in them this time. He says, they gotta have corn. So there's corn in this tasting. And
the older you get, the cornier you get.
So this has got corn,
okay.
But it's the same bean recipe. Okay, go ahead. What do you think? Yeah, I know. It's a really good recipe, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's so versatile. You can put it on rice. You can put it in a tortilla, which he loves to do. You could serve it with cornbread. You could dress it up, like with the corn I just did. You could put avocado on top. You could, oh my gosh, you could blend
That's
it up
so
and make refried beans out of it. Yeah.
I've always thought that rice and beans was romantic. I think it's an Old West thing.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good.
Oh, man.
And like I said, excuse me, I gave it 6 hours, like I said, I always check. I always go in there and kind of look. What you're not supposed to do with a crock pot, you're not supposed to open the lid, but I do. So about five hours in, I checked them, and I said, no, they're not quite done. So I checked them at 5:30, and they were done. They were firm but creamy, soft.
Yeah, they still are.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. So.
And delicious.
Oh, they're absolutely excellent. Okay, that's it. Enough of the ranting and raving about how great these beans are. You got to try them. I've got the recipe on a little scroll thing. As you finish this video, it'll scroll the recipe up for you, and I'll also put it in the description box.
It's got a little kick to it, too.
It does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends about this channel. They love it. Great, they will. Great vegan cooking. And we want to again thank you for taking the time to go on this crazy ride with us that we call
Frijoles? No. Life.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.